So the summer movie season is wrapping up, and our own Lights Camera Jackson is here to bring us the highs and lows of Hollywood. Jackson, so glad to have you here with us.
Thank you very much. The summer movie season was pretty successful at the box office. 6 movies made over $200 million, and 2 of them now in the top 10 list of moneymakers of all time. As far as quality of films go, it was pretty good as well. Some were better than others, and some were complete disasters. It's time to look at them all in the most egotistical award show, because I picked the nominees and I picked the winners. It's my summer movie awards. We're going to start off with Best Action Movie of the Summer.
I mean, these are the ones that always bring in the big bucks, so we've got to get to those first. The nominees are, as you can see, The Dark Knight Rises, Marvel's The Avengers, and Snow White and the Huntsman. Your thoughts?
Dark Knight Rises was good, not extraordinary. I liked Snow White and the Huntsman even more. Some nice plot twists, and Charlize Theron was fantastic as the villain. I got to give this one to the big daddy of them all, the one that kicked off the summer movie season, Marvel's The Avengers. All these Marvel superheroes come together for one epic, fun, action-packed extravaganza. Memorable action, clever dialogue, nice supporting work from Samuel L. Jackson and Mark Ruffalo, a rare action film that exceeded the hype. Marvel's The Avengers, Best Action Movie of the Summer.
All right, so we've got that winner there. Now we have to go to your favorite category, of course, at least one of your favorites.
Yes.
Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
I mean, crowd pleaser always. Let's look at the nominees again for that. Brave, Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, and Paranorman. What do you think?
There were only 4 animated films this summer. Ice Age Continental Drift sadly did not get a nomination. It was the weakest of them all. I got to give it to Madagascar 3. It's the most fun of the group. It had some big laughs, wonderful new characters, very memorable scenes, a great script filled with emotion and heart, and some surprises. Paranorman really does come in at a close second. I think it's the best one for older kids and adults, especially with the dialogue, and the animation is breathtaking. Brave is a good Pixar movie. It's not a classic. It was just pretty good, so it falls a little bit short. Madagascar 3, Best Animated Film of the Summer.
Now, speaking of pretty good, we've dealt with all of the top movies so far, but you gotta deal with some of the bad, and the box office isn't always going to be perfect.
Right.
We do have some flops, so let's look at those nominees of the worst movies for the summer. We start with Battleship, second nomination, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days, and Total Recall.
All 3 of these movies are really bad. If you haven't seen them yet, do not see any of these movies. For me, the worst of the bunch by far, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. I don't know how, but this franchise sunk to an all-time new low, and that is saying a lot. It's amazing how unfunny the dialogue and situations are in this movie. The performances are atrocious. As for Battleship and Total Recall, they're some of the blandest action movies in recent years, but Wimpy Kid, Dog Days was just incredibly painful to watch. The worst movie of the summer.
Oh. Certainly a tough distinction to take away with, but we're not going to end on that note. Never can, right?
Oh, no.
Overall, best movie of the summer.
All right, here are the nominees for Best Movie of the Summer. Marvel's The Avengers, Ruby Sparks, and Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. This is how my summer kind of went. You've got an action movie, big budget action movie that's great. Then you've got these 2 smaller independent films that almost nobody saw but really had an impact on me. Avengers is great, but there are some flaws in that movie. The other 2 are pretty close to perfect. I think Seeking a Friend provided the greatest emotional impact for me. The ending is powerful, the performances are great, very well written, truly memorable. But there's something about Ruby Sparks. It's so unique and so memorable. It's offbeat, and everything works so well. It is the best movie of the summer. In case you're not familiar with the film, Paul Dano plays a struggling writer who dreams of a girl in his mind and then starts to write about her. And then all of a sudden, one day, she literally comes into his life. It's beautiful. The performances are fantastic. You think the movie's going to end at one point, and then when it does, it just blows you away. If you haven't seen this movie yet, try to seek it out. Ruby Sparks, the best movie of the summer.
A very strong recommendation.
Yes.
Thanks for that, Jackson.